Okay, days 5 and 6. I didn't make a video at the end of day 5 because I was just zonked, so I didn't. I thought I'd do it today. But let me get this in order. So, on the night of day 4, that was an interesting night. In the middle of the night, about 1-2 o'clock in the morning, my tummy was feeling really upset, like an upset tummy. It was kind of like quivery, but like big, elongated, quivery, and I had a lot of elimination going on, and that went on for about an hour or so in the middle of the night, and I was like, whoa, okay, this is flushing out. Now I know what this is. It was quite intense, and yeah, and I had to have a little bit of maple syrup, trying to my brain's not functioning right now at all. Yeah, and then on day 5, yeah, so there was one day, it was day 2, when I didn't have any shots of short-acting insulin. On day 1, I had 1 unit and then 2 units, so I had 3 units of short-acting insulin. I had my background insulin. Day 2, I had just my background insulin and no short-acting insulin. On the first day, day 1, I had 10 glasses of the lemon, and on day 2 I had 8 glasses, and I've been having like 8 glasses day 3, day 4, and today I think so far I've had 7. And but it's challenging with the blood sugar. It's you know, because the blood sugars, anyway, I'll go back. Day 5 yesterday, I was still getting the cravings, like these really dirty foods, and imagining them. Yeah, my brain feels a bit sort of like my eyes want to roll in the back of my head a little bit, and it's kind of like high blood sugar, and my blood sugars are kind of, they go in sort of around like 15, which is high, you know, it's quite high, and but there's the, you know, it's in usual normal diabetic injecting insulin life, there's a little bit more, it's a bit easier to correct because you're eating and you're eating and but I'm dubious about the corrections that I might make with my insulin, because I know when I've been going to bed at night and my blood sugars have been around like 16, something like that, and I'm like, oh, you know, I'm having my nighttime, my background 24-hour insulin. I'm not going to have any short-acting insulin to correct, because that background insulin will drop it enough by the time I've woken up, and that has been the case. It's you know, to the point where on night 1, night 2, night 3, I was setting my alarm and checking and stuff. But by last night I didn't check my alarm, because I just knew, you know, my blood sugar was quite high. It was like 19, I think. It was like high, but it's experimental, it's short term. I wouldn't do this for longer than 10 days in this experiment with blood sugars behaving like this, but But then this morning it was low again, and so that's quite dicey. It's quite really tricky to work with. And there's been one time when I just had some maple syrup as a correction rather than a drink. And then last night I just slept the whole way through, and oh yeah, I feel a bit gross actually today. Maybe it's a detoxy thing, because I've had loads of liquids today, loads of it. I mean, I have that massive litre of salt water this morning, and then almost another litre of like tea as well, and then a whole other like teapot of tea and 2 flasks of tea and juices and more tea, and I've had a lot of water going in. But right now, I mean, I didn't feel like this earlier, but right now I kind of just feel like my brain's just and losing the ability to speak. I feel tired. Didn't feel like that this morning. And yeah, the cravings are still there yesterday, but today, day 6, more than halfway through. Today I just I switched from the molasses to the maple syrup, because I never went on to the full 2 tablespoons of molasses in each drink. It was just too much for me. Like I can imagine it would have been way even more too much for my blood sugars. But even just me, like as a palate, like it was just like whoa, so sweet and kind of quite dense and heavy tasting. And so today I was like, do you know, I'm just going to go on to the maple syrup and give that a try. So I've been having 2 tablespoons of the maple syrup in each lemon drink, and I've had 7 drinks today, and my blood sugar's been, yeah, sort of hovering around the 15 mark, so a little bit lower. It was peaking like right up yesterday, and that was with 8 glasses of juice all day, with 1 tablespoon of molasses, and today I've had like 7 glasses of juice with 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. So it feels like the molasses maybe more, maybe there's like more minerals and stuff as well in the molasses, because it's quite sort of like, it's more dense. My brain's not really. I'm really hungry today. That's something else I've got going on. I'm really feeling the hungry today, and like it's switched, like the fantasy food realm inside, like like in the day 1, day 2, day 3, or whenever it was. Yeah, I was like fantasizing these like big dirty burgers and stuff I don't even eat, like I just big fat greasy bready starchy fatty cheesy stuff. No, but today, day 6, it's I've been spending, like today, even this morning, I was like, don't do it, Lex, don't do it. But I was getting online and I was looking at like really delicious raw food recipes for kale salads and all sorts of things. So I was like, and then I was like, you're gonna drive yourself nuts doing that, stop it. But I was like, but I really want it, because I'm getting prepared for when I come off and when I can start eating again. But it's like hungry. It's like like the rumbling in the belly, and just like but it's a switch. It's not from all those really dirty foods. It's like the healthy foods. And I remember reading something online. It said, you know, if you're dreaming, if you're fantasizing about really dirty foods, it's cravings, and if it's really healthy foods, maybe you're hungry. So I'm wondering what's going on with the body, because this is a diabetic, for now anyway, until it leaves, insulin dependent type 1 diabetic body. You know, it functions totally different than a non-diabetic body with regards to everything to do with eating and hormones and incense, I was going to say insulin, and just everything. It just impacts everything. Nutrition, how you break down fit, just like everything, you know. So it makes me wonder, like, what's what the hunger feelings, my body. So tomorrow I might go back on the maple, the black stuff, the black molasses. I might go back on that and see if that like takes away the hunger stuff a little bit more, because I've got I think the molasses is more nutrient packed than the maple syrup. Makes sense, doesn't it? I ain't got the brain to research anything like that right now. My brain is just like, I feel tired. I feel like I need to drink more, even though I've been drinking loads. It's probably from these high blood sugars. I just had one shot. I tested my blood sugar a minute ago and it's 15.4, and I was just like, oh, I'm fed up with this. This is just horrible, having blood sugars this high all the time. Like, I'm just gonna have 1 unit, and you know, I'll just have to check myself in the middle of the night. But I'm kind of like, you know, there's no way really that I can correct and bring my blood sugars down other than taking the insulin. But then the insulin's behaving all rapidly and differently in the middle of the night, so it's quite a hard, or maybe I need to change the background insulin, have more background insulin, because I adjusted that. I think it was on day 3. I went from 17 units to 16 units. And I noticed on the 17 units, you know, when I woke up in the morning, my blood sugar was really low. So that's the dicey thing about adjusting the background insulin, because it's I take it before I go to bed, and yeah, and then it's like plummeting my blood sugar in the night. What if I took it in the morning? Oh, it's a bit too complicated to think about. I know it's an experiment anyway, but yeah. Or I wonder, maybe just a little bit less molasses in each lemon drink. Maybe not quite a tablespoon, because I was having quite a healthy, you know, because like maple syrup, it's so runny, it's like super flat in a tablespoon measurer. But molasses is like, it like piles up on it. So what if I was like really like non-liberal with the molasses? Maybe I'll try that tomorrow. So tomorrow, which will be day, oh, my brain went 8, but it's like day 7. Maybe I'll try that, like well measured tablespoons of molasses, and see if it helps with this hunger thing. Or maybe it's just like a hunger day. I mean, I've heard that there's like you're different, you're having different experiences and processes, because it's a deep cleanse, and I need to remember that as well. I'm probably going through some mad detox and stuff. And when I did the juice fast a year and a half ago, I got the MCN syndrome, must chew now syndrome. I had that really dramatically, like just the need to really like chew and bite stuff, but I don't have that at all. I don't have like any desire, I not yet anyway, need or desire to chew anything. It's more just this constant like streaming in a movie, fantasizing all these delicious raw food salads. Which I suppose is a step forward than fantasizing all these fat, greasy burgers and pizzas. And today, on day 6 as well, I mean, I don't measure my weight. I don't have like a, whatever, that thing you stand on. I don't do any of that. I just feel how it is in my body, and I can feel it like I can feel like there's a little drop of weight today in the body, or maybe it's the like upper part of my abdomen. My solar plexus feels a bit more empty and flatter, but my lower belly, my sacral chakra, is still really swollen. But I've got stuff going on in my lower belly, and which I'm not going to go on about now. It's a whole other different health thing, but I might report on it afterwards. But yeah, so right now it's I'm just drinking lots of tea. I'm just trying to quench this like hunger thing. But actually I do feel quite like bleh. Yeah, a bit gross. Like just that horrible gross feeling of blood sugar. I mean, I've never had blood sugars for this long, running this high without correcting it since I've been diabetic. It's like 25 years, you know. I've never done it. Like, I've never had like a consistently like just so it feels a bit gross. Kind of feels a bit gross in here as well, like hunger. I don't know what it is. Yeah, so maybe that's it for today. It's day 7 tomorrow. 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it's like 4 days. I was thinking it was 3. Day 7. What else have I noticed? I've generally still had energy. Like, I woke up this morning. I feel better in the mornings, actually. Yeah, that's true. I feel better in the mornings. But usually my usual pattern of eating is quite often I don't eat in the morning, or even like, and I know like as an insulin dependent diabetic you're not meant to do that, but I really do like stretch out my my eating quite often, because I just don't feel like, and when I've had all of this reactions in my belly and stuff, I just like don't want to in the morning. So and my eating generally comes later in the day and at night, and I'm constantly like grazing on something, even if it's bits of fruit or carrots or nuts or seeds, or even if I go like crisps and stuff like that, or but constantly like nibbling, like grazing quite a lot. And I'm not doing that, so there's probably also something going on in my body, like, you know, because I would normally be doing that. But yeah, I kind of feel a bit better in the mornings, and less hungry, and the hunger is like kicking in through the day. But I've heard people saying like on this cleanse they don't feel hungry, but I'm thinking it must be so radically different for type 1 diabetics. Come on, like, we got so much different stuff going on in the whole body. So I've made a massive pot of mint tea. I'm gonna just drink that and imagine it's soup. And maybe have 1 or 2 more glasses of the lemon before bed, and loads of laxative tea, and see what that flushes out. But yeah, a little bit challenging. Generally, mostly it's all right. I mean, I went out and I went singing this morning, and not hungry when I'm doing that. Focused. I had enough energy for that. It's just it's right now. Really, I'm like, okay. Days 5 and 6 in the bag.